the first half of this week's lengthy council meeting, we welcome new Councillor Dave Clark and receive a report from the new area commander for the Spruce Plains RCMP, as well as discuss a concern over backlane access. In council reports, Councillor Sisley reports on several upcoming events, but highlights a meeting of the seldom talked about Sayward Estate Management Committee, which funds healthcare needs for the community. Country Meadows will be one of the first rural care homes to have a bladder ultrasound for residents, improving care and reducing the need for resident transportation to other facilities, and the Neepawa Health Center will be receiving obstetrics equipment. With over 200 babies delivered in the community last year, obstetrics has become a much larger part of general hospital operations than it used to be.
I attended the Sayward Committee meeting July 23rd, and the items approved for purchase this year, actually there's some very good items between the care home and the hospital. The care home is going to be one of the first rural care homes to have a bladder ultrasound for the residents, which will make things so much more or less invasive for them. And the equipment for the hospital will be some obstetrics equipment. And just to let everybody know, we had 200 babies delivered at our hospital last year. So it is quite a busy department, so that equipment is very much needed. The third annual Children's Business Fair is next week, Thursday, August 14th. It will be held at the Yellowhead Hall in conjunction with the Arts Forward Farmers Market. Both will be inside at the Yellowhead. This is an opportunity for the community to come out and support these young entrepreneurs. There's some great products that these kids have come up with. It will be from 3 to 6 p.m. next Thursday. The Neepawa program guide from Neepawa Recreation is available online or at the town office. It is a very useful resource filled with a ton of information for as many events happening as possible between now and November 30th. And the other thing, it's been posted on social media. We've sent out to some of the healthcare facilities. I have to get around to the rest of them. But we're going to have a healthcare workers appreciation barbecue that is being put on by the town of Neepawa staff and council. This is something that we're very excited about. It'll be the first annual healthcare workers barbecue. It will be down at Riverbend Park, Thursday, August 28th. The time will be from 11 to 2 p.m. The lunch will be free for all healthcare workers as our way of showing gratitude for everything you do. For non-healthcare working community members, meals will be $5, but we encourage everybody to come down and support the healthcare workers. For those healthcare workers that are unable to attend due to their shifts that day, we will be delivering barbecue lunches. So the facilities all have forms where they can sign up and let us know how many. This is sponsored by the town of Neepawa, Neepawa Gladstone Co-op, Neepawa Safeway, and High Life.
So we have a new doctor starting on August 18th. So that's Dr. Elisha, and we were expecting him. And we have our recruitment and retention August 26th at noon. And I guess, yeah, in September we're doing a residency kind of retreat thing in Brandon, where we'll be promoting Neepawa with our wonderful memory sticks of knowledge.
Yes, working on a video.
How are they coming?
All the videos are done, it's just being edited by
Okay.
Cass, so we're hoping to see it next week.
So what it is, we're handing out these USBs full of Neepawa information to all these residency doctors. So would you make over 100 of them or something like that?
I haven't.
Once the video is done, then
Yeah.
we'll load everything
Yeah.
onto the USBs at once.
Okay.
And the video, I'm very excited to see it. It's just, we're selling Neepawa. There's so much here that we can sell in everything that we have to offer here, so, yeah.
The Spruce Plains RCMP detachment, of which Neepawa is a part, has a new area commander in Staff Sergeant Andrew Cowan, who took over for Colby Argue at the end of May. In his first visit to council, he circulated the crime statistics report for July and asked if council had any concerns they wanted to bring forward. Right now, rural property crimes remain a focus for the detachment, with the overall crime rate increasing slightly. For Neepawa in particular, they see a lot of traffic complaints, including excessive speeding on the highways leading into town, which they are trying to address with increased visibility and working with Westman Traffic Services, which is hubbed in Minnedosa. The detachment and the RCMP in general are still struggling with recruitment and staffing shortages across the board.
Andrew is the area commander for Spruce Plains RCMP.
Hello. Welcome. Invite. I'm just going to pass this around. I don't mind taking one, passing it around. This is the hot seat. Camera will get my good side. So what's just going around there is the crime statistics report for just the month of July, and also the mayor's report just for the month of July. My primary objective today, if I may continue, is just to introduce myself. My name is Andrew Cowan. I moved into the area as of the end of May of this year. I've taken over from my predecessors, Colby Argue, and previous to that, Mark Morehouse. I was posted here in Neepawa during Mark's tenure, so candidly, I think I've got the height covered, but I do have the big shoes to fill. And I share this joke with Mark, so we both have a great chuckle there. But on a serious note, I do have big shoes to fill for Mark and Colby. I know they've been great for the area, and I'm hoping to take on that stride. So again, I just moved in May 26th of this year, so I'm slowly getting around to all the councils, RMs, just to introduce myself, and just basically wanted to hear from council, at least for now, if there's any comments, questions, concerns that you may have that I can bring forward to my table and either question the members at Neepawa, Minnedosa area, or to my district commanders, either for the West District or for the division. So subject to any questions, I don't know if you'd like me to go over the stats reports for July. It's pretty thin, self-explanatory. I can do that if you'd like. But I'd just like to, again, open the floor if you have any questions that I can address now or bring back.
Well, maybe even just give us a little bit of highlights, like, is crime increasing, decreasing, how are things? Where do you see things?
Well, crime right now is status quo. It is slowly increasing to a slight degree. Rural property crimes, yes, are our main focus point right now. We did have an incident about a month and a bit ago in the Westlake Gladstone area that I'm sure caught some media coverage there of essentially a home invasion that could have gone a lot worse. However, it didn't. There was no reported injuries. So yes, rural crime is a focal point for our detachment area. We are looking at re-examining our shift schedules to see how we as the RCMP can balance our shifting to target the issues that are going on in the rural side of things. For Neepawa specifically, we are well aware of the traffic complaints. We're no stranger to that. We are trying to get out there and be as visible as possible, mostly on a proactive basis. With that being said, there are some avenues that I am exploring right now that I can get additional resources into the area to help address that concern that has been brought forward, specifically through Manitoba Public Insurance, overtime call-outs to other membership in the area. But again, we are aware of the traffic concerns, fully aware of the e-scooter issue that is going on. I think we're just kind of waiting for the Highway Traffic Act to catch up to the times so that we have, on the enforcement side of things, an ability to issue citations if that is the case. But biggest thing for us as well is proactive public awareness, kind of the do's, the don'ts for our members of the community on where they should be riding those e-scooters and where they shouldn't be riding them, and obviously exercising due care to the fellow citizens are utilizing the sidewalks and so forth. So again, another topic that we are fully aware of that we're working to address. Staffing levels for Spruce Plains, we are down 3 members. We will be having 1 member leaving by the end of this month. However, we will be absorbing a member from the north, so it will balance itself out. But with that balance, we still remain 3 members short for the area. Me personally, I have a great track record of bringing people in, kind of had a great track record of taking people out. Sorry, back in 2018, I did take 2 members with me, but I think that speaks volumes, at least on my leadership and my ability to work with the membership here. So I can assure you, Town Council and the RMs, that on a local level, beyond just a provincial and a federal level, I will do my part to attract the membership into the community area. Neepawa, Minnedosa have great opportunities for families, especially for the RCMP. So that should be an easy sell for some of the members that I'm going to try and communicate with, for sure. Subject to any questions you may ever have.
One complaint that we hear quite a bit is traffic speeding through town on the highway there.
Now we're talking about through Highway 16.
16,
Okay.
yeah. Any more opportunities there to watch for that?
Absolutely, there's always opportunities. And for Spruce Plains in general, we're very fortunate to have Westman Traffic Services that is hubbed out of the Minnedosa detachment. So on top of your general duty detachment members that are for Spruce Plains in general, we have an additional resources that we can tap into as well. So if that's an ongoing issue for speeding through the main area of Neepawa, I take that, I receive it, and I will forward it on to our traffic services members so that we can spend a little more time for proactive and reactive enforcement. Absolutely. Yeah.
Overall, with recruiting, are you finding there's going to be an opportunity for that to improve down the road?
I'm hoping so. It's not just Manitoba in general, it's more, the staffing shortages are across the board. No matter what police agency you go to, it is across the board. It's, for all intents and purposes, policing is not, and it never really was, but not much of a lucrative opportunity to engage in. But that being said, it is incumbent on the communities that help boast that ability for recruiting. And again, Neepawa is fabulous opportunity for members who are exploring the RCMP as a route for sure to attract members in this area. So it's a struggle. Long story short, it is a struggle, but our recruiting we have seen on a divisional and federal level has increased. Now it's up to our counterparts in Depot Division in Ottawa to start screening those applicants and getting them pushed through into our academy and out the front doors to the respective communities. Absolutely. Yeah.
Any other questions?
The admin staff position over there that was to go to provincial, where are you at with that right now?
So I walked into that, my understanding, strong understanding, is that it has been approved on the OSB side of things. That's the operational strategy branch of the RCMP. They've approved the business case that was submitted for that position. Now my understanding is that we're waiting for the province of Manitoba to either say yay or nay. To create the position. And if that position was approved, it would be a full-time position.
So is that posing you problems right now with Sabrina now taking a different angle out of the administration side?
Well, we are short the one member that was occupying that temporary position. She has relocated to another job opportunity. I don't forecast if Sabrina was to onwards and upwards to another direction. I don't forecast our office running short. I have been exploring other members who are on contract basis to fulfill that void for the time being, and we'll have to cross that bridge when we get down the road again, where Sabrina ends up on acceptance or not, and then the posting. But again, when we talk about towns, Neepawa has a lot to offer. Yeah. So I don't see that position, if it was to become vacant, staying vacant for very long.
No, it's just, like I say, the time period it takes to get all the clearances. So even to add casual labor over there, like it's really not the answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the long-term answer, but certainly I hope it doesn't get to that point. But it should, I should not have no issues in the interim if we were to cross that path. Yeah. Service delivery will maintain status quo. We're not going to drop on the town by any means. The other big thing for me as a member myself, again bringing forward from Mark Morehouse's era, is visibility. I am doing my best. I have lots to go around, but you should see me. I've been doing some foot patrols down to the community business area, and my objective is to go into every business and simply just put a face to the name. And sometimes the information may not get to your table, may not get to our table, so my walk-ins and out is just, hi, I'm so-and-so, you got anything for me? And if you don't, have a wonderful day. We'll see you, next week or the week after. So that's one of my big things, is the public enhancing the visibility of the police, as well as transparency. I encourage, if there's any issues with my members for Spruce Plains, that the members of the public or council come forward. Transparency and accountability is huge. I'm sure council and the community is aware. All of our officers in Spruce Plains are equipped with body-worn cameras now, so that gives both sides of a story, as opposed to an objective one side, that if we do have a concern with our members, we'll be able to view the whole scope, a global scope of what's going on. So just to reassure all members in Spruce Plains with body cameras.
Okay, anything else from anyone? If not, thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk to the
Back
next
to
meeting.
Neepawa.
Thank you very much, and I'm not going anywhere. Not for a very long time, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. Take care.
Manager of Operations Denise Kay addressed road work and paving once again this month. Road construction by the new hospital is well underway, and the base prep and curb work are now done for Isabel Street. There is ongoing concrete work around town, including sidewalk extensions, with more still planned. To the surprise of no one who has driven around Neepawa lately, some problem areas were too big to be patched, so there will be some additional paved sections.
So quick updates. I know I've talked in the past, almost 6 months to a year ago, probably about the little wells and lagoon project. So both of those are still ongoing. They're not at completion level yet. The wells, there's some hiccups just with that well casing, so they're still trying to source that out and determine what corrective action they have to get in play on that one. But a lot of it's coming together now. Lagoons are still through a commissioning stage, so they're still, like I said, because it's new technology, different style, different climate that hasn't really been done here. They're still working on that project as well. There's some other recommendations they're going to proceed with. There's some other stuff that between the town and our consultants that we want to try personally to see if it alleviates some of the issues on site as well. So there's a few different techniques we want to try. That being said, it is working. We just want to make it work better. So we're just at the stage of better. Hamilton Street, out by the hospital, that portion of Hamilton Street. Road construction's ongoing there. So like I said, that was awarded out to Zenith Paving. So road construction's well underway. They're working pretty good on that one. I think I've taken some of you to the sites. I've also forwarded maybe some of the site reports to the infrastructure committee. So you've seen that stuff. Road 2, we've opted to tender that one out, so we'll be approving that tonight, hopefully. Isabel Street, our contractor had completed the curb work, or the base prep, the curb work, and the paving last week. Staff were doing backfill behind the curb work, so we'll get some of the interim boulevard landscaping done just to ensure there's no erosion around that project. That same contractor also did some of our paving and patchwork around the community. For the residents, I think that's all I'm doing. Don't worry, there is more. Some of the patches actually were too big for the patching crew, so they'll be coming in with the street crew and we'll be doing some additional paving sections away. We have other contractors. We have multiple pavers coming in, unfortunately. That's what makes this year a little difficult. So we have 2 separate paving contractors. Another contractor should be rolling into town, give or take a week or 2, depending on how their other projects are proceeding, if they don't have any weather delays. So that ties into the portion of Mill Street that everyone hates so much. The drainage was completed on that one by town staff, and that one, like I said, we'll start full reconstruction of that surface work there. So it will be a pretty street when we're done with it. We've also been doing a lot of concrete work. We've been picking our weight around town, so we've done a number of curb repairs, sidewalk repairs, new sidewalk extensions, and again, there still is more planned. These contractors have to go do actual real private work too. I can't hog them the entire year, otherwise people will be a little upset. And then there's more infrastructure stuff that's just in the planning design stage, so we're still working on that stuff. So
Good. Good, it sounds like gonna be a lot of activity around town here, so that'll be good.
Sounds expensive.
I think everybody has to remember that we used to have no paved streets at one time and people were just fine. So this, having anything is a bonus.
I was just gonna say that we also rode horses.
We still find the horses and we fix the streets.
So what's wrong with horses?
We will be seeing a patching crews come back in to replace what wasn't done in May, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the sticker's coming back, right?
Yeah.
Council received a letter of concern from Harris Pharmacy that the proposed fencing around the municipal lot designated for parking for the post-secondary training facility, which extends beyond the barricades currently in place, will potentially prevent semi-trailers from accessing loading docks and impede emergency vehicles and garbage pickup from that area of the back lane. They are clear that they do not object to the town creating physical barriers around that area, which is mandatory for the operations of the training center, but ask that council reconsider the placement of the proposed fencing. Council will be looking into the issue further.
So look at correspondence, Colleen.
We just have the one thing. It was a letter of concern that we received from Harris Pharmacy. And I'll just quickly read it. If I can find it, sorry. It's that long weekend just throws a wrench into everything, and then it was away all day, so. Yeah, that would be great, thank you. I'll find it as soon as I'm done here. So we're ready to bring attention to a concern we have as a new business owner in the community. It has been brought to our attention that the town plans to construct a fence around the municipal lot they own located directly behind our business at 366 Mountain Avenue. So just to be clear for everybody listening, this is the lot north of the training center. And when we built the training center, the ability to get training in there and work with the Assiniboine Community College, part of the criteria, it was mandatory that we provide sufficient spacing for students to get training there. So we had to make sure that we secured that space for those students. And we need to continue to do so into the future. We can't just let it be filled up with, other people parking there, because we don't want to risk having ACC withdraw funding, or the province withdraw funding, or they're not bringing training here. So we have to be very careful with that. So they do not have objection to the restriction of parking from their staff and customers on the lot. They understand that. But they fully respect the town's ownership and have consistently adhered to the current barricades in place, ensuring that neither they nor their customers utilize or obstruct the lot. The proposed fencing that we were talking about, though, based on the markings and barricades that became visible on site, and this is linked as well to the Mill Street paving, where we want to provide a very clear and defined access to the back lane there as part of this project of paving that piece of Mill Street. It raises concerns for them. The installation of the fence in its indicated location would prevent semi-trailers from accessing the rear entrances to the businesses along that block. Furthermore, essential municipal services such as garbage pickup and snow removal would be severely hindered. Of even greater concern is the potential obstruction of emergency vehicle access, most specifically the fire trucks, because it is a fire lane, and it would pose a serious safety risk. If a fence is to be constructed, they just ask that the placement be reconsidered. We respectfully ask that the town reevaluate this proposed fencing plan. We encourage you to look at the lot in question and hope that their concerns will be taken into consideration. So I would maybe just add, we did visit the site earlier prior to our council meeting, and I would leave it to council to provide any additional information.
Okay.
Finally, the town is entering into a new partnership with Brandon Economic Development around the provincial nominee program, which is an immigration stream for Manitoba. The agreement will allow Neepawa employers to access the provincial nominee program through Brandon Economic Development's existing agreement, which reduces a huge amount of the red tapes that employers would normally have to deal with. Employers can then access the program to fill skilled vacancies, which are difficult to fill with the existing workforce.
This is the provincial nominee program. This is a partnership opportunity. We actually had an individual come up from Brandon, and maybe I'll let our EDO speak a little bit more to it, or I can if she prefers. This is your agreement to participate in that partnership, and Carolyn has any.
So Brandon has a special agreement for a provincial nominee program. which also allows Neepawa to access the support of Brandon Economic Development staff. So this would allow Neepawa employers to access provincial nominee program for skilled vacancies that are hard to fill in Neepawa. This partnership is a 2-year agreement that allows us to cooperate between Brandon Economic Development and the employers in Neepawa to help fill those positions that they've had difficulty filling.
Okay, any questions?
If I can comment too, what I found very interesting about this was the amount of red tape that then we don't have to deal, or the employers don't have to deal with it, that they look after all of that for them and make it a lot easier, so.
Okay, the resolution reads, be it resolved that the town of Neepawa enter into a partnership with the city of Brandon through the Brandon, Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program Immigration Initiative to execute a strategy to attract skilled immigrants to Neepawa to assist local employers in filling vacant positions over the next 2 years. Funding in the amount of $3,300 is to be allocated to support this partnership initiative. Moved by Councillor Sisley, seconded by Councillor Clark. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also covered in the first half of the meeting were the arrival of a new doctor and the regular financial reports. You can view end-to-end coverage of the entire council meeting elsewhere in the NACTV schedule or on our YouTube channel. If you have any comments or questions about these items or other topics related to the municipal government, please contact us at 204-476-2639 or by email at nactvnews@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.